Hey guys, what's going on? It is Sky, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Nintendo Switch. We're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch today, and what it is, and honestly why I think it's not going to last. There's a couple reasons why I don't think the Nintendo Switch is going to last. When I look at what the Nintendo Switch is, and when I look at the different things that are coming out, in terms of, because honestly, the Nintendo Switch, I've noticed this with a lot of different, things from Nintendo. Nintendo, when it was popular back in the Nintendo 64 days, is because it had great titles that you could only play on that system. Things like Super Mario 64, things like Banjo-Kazooie, those kind of games. A lot of rare games that are pretty good. Classics now. That's not the case anymore. They're taking those classics and milking them for all it's worth. And I think right now, Nintendo is breathing, but not really. They're not really contending with everybody else. I think that the Nintendo Switch will do great on launch, but I don't think it's going to do well past launch. A perfect example is actually not a Nintendo system. You look at the Wii and the Wii U, and I see a lot of similarities, not in the systems themselves and how they run and operate, but in what they're selling on. If you look at the Wii and the Wii U, Nintendo really focused on, with the Wii back in 2006, 2008, 2006 I think, was when the Wii was released. It didn't really have that many great games on it. I mean, there were a couple, but really, what was the Wii selling on? It was selling on a gimmick. You can move around, you play with the motion controls. And that was really it. I mean, there wasn't any, other than the motion controls, there wasn't much to the Wii. Yes, they had the internet browser and the different apps you could get, but the games weren't that great. You look at the Nintendo Switch, the Wii U was the same way. It's a Wii with an extra screen. Yes, there were some improvements, but the Nintendo Switch is the same thing. It's supposedly a portable system with the power of a home system. The problem with that gimmick, though, is you're not going to be playing, Ark on a Nintendo Switch. You're not going to be playing, Call of Duty on a Nintendo Switch. You're not going to be playing, let's say, NBA 2K17 on a Nintendo Switch. You're going to be playing things like Mario games that you released, Donkey Kong World games when they come out. I'm sure they'll come out with some. I know that new Zelda game is coming out, and that looks decent. I'm sure they'll sell a lot of copies. But I don't see a longevity feature there. I mean, looking at the system, the controller looks like a mess. Not the actual handheld version, that looks decent. But the at-home controller, that when you click it together, it looks like garbage. It looks uncomfortable to hold. Now, granted, I haven't used one. They don't come out till March, and who knows, I'm not getting an early one, but I haven't used one. But just from what I'm seeing, it'll sell a lot because you'll be like, oh, hey, look, dude, I can play this game at home, and then if I have to get on the bus to go to school, I think that's where it's going to sell well. The kids that are in school still, they want to play Mario when they leave to go to school or when they're out in the car with their parents. But you're not gonna sell millions of copies because there's nothing. I think that's why Nintendo needs to stop focusing on the gimmick of motion controls, handheld, home consoles. This isn't going to fix Nintendo's issue. Nintendo's issue is game quality. Not so much that the games are bad, but more of the fact that they don't have AAA games. They don't have. I mean, they did have Modern Warfare 3 on the Wii. I think they had Black Ops, maybe Black Ops 2. I know they had Madden for a while. And who knows, maybe they'll have those things on the Nintendo Switch. But if I was, let's say Madden came out on the Nintendo Switch, that controller does not seem like it would work well. It looks big and bulky and uncomfortable to hold. Kind of like the Wii U controller. Now, the Wii U controller wasn't bad, but because you had the screen in the middle, if you're playing something like Mario Kart, sometimes just the feel of holding that big block was just uncomfortable. Like I said, I'm not hoping that the Nintendo Switch does bad, but I am giving my opinion, and I just think that with the lack of AAA games, the lack of games, the format of the system, the at-home controller, I think people are gonna buy this for the portable portion. I don't think they're gonna buy it to sit down in their living room and play all the time, because like I said, I can see maybe like a 10-year-old kid buying Donkey Kong or Paper Mario, the new Zelda. I can see older people buying the new Zelda, because who doesn't love Zelda? But I feel like they'll have some good games, kind of like the Wii and the Wii U did. They'll have some good games. They'll kind of maintain themselves, but there won't be an explosion. Won't be big market sales like there was for the other consoles. Things like PS4, Xbox One. I just think that because Nintendo is purely selling this just on a gimmick, I'm not sure that it's gonna last. I think they'll sell a lot of them. But as far as moving into the future, and I think that's kind of what saved the PlayStation 4, is that we have this great system. As of right now, we don't have too many great games on it. Don't worry, in the future, we'll get these great games. You're kind of selling on the future, saying, look, hold out with us here while we get these games out. I think the Nintendo Switch is the complete opposite. They're going to buy it right off the shelves, right off the bat, because everyone's going to want one, and it's going to die. I don't think the Nintendo Switch is going to last. Just like the Wii didn't last, just like the Wii U didn't last. Like, I still have my Wii, and my brother has a Wii U. But you're not going to have hardcore gamers. At least the average gamer. I don't want to say hardcore gamers. but the average person who has a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, or even maybe a 360 or PS3, isn't going to want to go out and spend $300 so they can play Mario or Zelda. You know, there's just no explosion factor. I think the idea is cool, and I think that it may work okay, but in my opinion, don't think I don't think the Nintendo Switch is gonna last. Purely because they're selling it on the gimmick. And the thing with other consoles, you can see what they're offering, right? After a while. But they continue to sell. I mean, PlayStation 4s and Xbox Ones are selling still. Because people are still wanting them, still buying them. But the Nintendo Switch, I don't see that. I see people who really want it just to have it, or just to play certain games, buying it now when it comes out, but I don't see it, selling for 2 or 3 Christmases. But yeah, that's my opinion. Skyler with the One Woman Crew. Just a little bit of opinionated video here, just throwing it out. But yeah, see you guys later.